Alright, in this presentation I will be showing you how to use pH paper and describe what it's used for. Typically pH paper is going to be used for anything or for whenever you're trying to find out the pH level of any particular substance. In our two instances I have water and vinegar in these two mason jars right here. Typically whenever you're dealing with substances you know nothing about, you usually would want to wear gloves and safety goggles, but for our purposes, since this is water and vinegar, we won't need them. So the way you're going to use the pH paper is you want to keep it stored, and usually in one of these baggies you don't want a whole lot touching it, because anything that touches it could potentially harm the results of your experiment. Like I said, this can be used for just about any substance. All you need to do is dip it in, pull it out, and observe the color. The color is then going to be shown. It's going to change the color of the paper, and then you're going to press it up against this, and it's going to tell you, based off what color is shown, what pH level your substance is. 7 is always going to be the very middle. That means it's a balanced pH. Anything below 7 is going to be an acid, and anything above 7 is going to be a base. So I will then demonstrate how to do it. So take just one strip. Don't dip the whole thing in there, because obviously you don't want to put your hand in there and do about half the strip. And so we'll do this one first. So if you put this in just like that, about halfway, pull up the paper, kind of let it drip a little bit, put it up next to it, and you'll see that this substance has a pH of about 4. So this is our vinegar, and it's got a pH of about 4. When done with the strip, all you're going to do is you're going to just dispose of it in the trash can. Next, I will do it again for this one. This is water. So if you put this in, you don't see much of a change. That's because water is usually a perfect 7, but this is just tap water, so it's got it's got some minerals in it, but if you look very closely, it's pretty much dead on 7. When you're done, as I said, you're just going to dispose of it out of the trash can. Any leftover pH paper you have, you want to keep it in the Ziploc bag, nice and sealed. The results of the experiment can be for whatever you need it for. pH is good to know for whenever, especially if you're dealing with acids and bases. You know, they can be very harmful. They can be very toxic. You know, like bleach is a very strong base. Stomach acid is a very strong acid. And as we saw, vinegar was an acid. And then also whenever you're mixing things, you could see how the pH level changes. So if I were to mix this vinegar and this water a little bit right here, if we do that, pour just a little bit in there, go and get another pH paper, and then you'll notice how pH changes. So you got a little bit more orange. See, it went up to a 5. So that's about the average of what we had, because the vinegar was about a 3 to a 4, and then our water was a 7, so it goes right in between the thing. It mixes, and then obviously the pH will change. When you're done with these substances, I don't have a sink near me, but you would just dump these down the sink and then wash them out.